My name is Kath Rogers. I'm with the Animal Protection and Rescue League in San Diego.
All right, my name is Bryan Pease. I'm also a volunteer for the Animal Protection and Rescue League, which is a group that we co-founded in 2003 when we were arrested together while interfering with a crow killing contest in upstate New York. Then we got married in 2004, and we've been working on exposing and eliminating animal cruelty through the organization ever since.
Some of the things that we've been successful at working on, our organization started with a campaign to expose and eliminate the cruelty in the foie gras industry. And for those in the audience who don't know what foie gras is, it's the force feeding of ducks and geese to the point of organ rupture and death, to the point where their livers are about 10 times their healthy size. Most of them can't breathe, can't hardly walk. And this is sold as a delicacy appetizer. And so anyone who hears about it is just absolutely horrified, and really just getting that message out to people is what needed to be done. So we went into the farms, exposed what was going on, went in and rescued ducks with an LA Times reporter, and we sued the farm for animal cruelty, worked on state legislation in California to get that banned, worked with a number of groups, and we all got a law passed here in California to ban the production and sale of foie gras starting in 2012 here in California, which was a big victory for the animals.
The lawsuit that we filed against the California foie gras producer actually provided the leverage to get the legislation passed. It wouldn't have gone anywhere except that there's 3 foie gras farms in the U.S. 2 of them are in upstate New York, and they're responsible for about 80% of the U.S. production. The other 20% is produced here in California, so it's a smaller farm, and we sued them for unfair business practices for violating the animal cruelty law in California. And so it was just this one farm in California that's engaging in this horrific practice. But what happened was, as a result of the lawsuit, some of the agricultural interests in the legislature, there were some political compromises, and the farm wanted to get out of our lawsuit, and so it provided the leverage. So the farm was actually asking for this legislation, which would allow them to operate for the next several years, but then at the end of it, it would ban not only the production but the sale of this product of extreme animal cruelty after the phase-out period, so which has never been done before. So our lawsuit may or may not have been successful at shutting down this one smaller player in the foie gras industry, but by using it as leverage for the legislation, it banned the whole market in California will now be the entire state, which is the 7th largest economy in the world. They'll have to remove this item from menus, no longer sell it. And we want to make sure that law is going to be followed and enforced when it goes into effect. So we've been, in the meantime, working to get city councils to pass local resolutions endorsing and supporting the ban and encouraging restaurants to remove this product of cruelty before the ban goes into effect. And we've been getting hundreds of restaurants to remove it, and we've gotten 5 city council resolutions so far. San Diego, San Francisco, West Hollywood, Solana Beach, and Berkeley have all passed resolutions in support of the ban on foie gras. Yeah.
Some of the other things we've worked on, we're based out of San Diego, and where we live there's a colony of harbor seals, the La Jolla seals. They're at a beach called Casa Beach, also known as the Children's Pool, and this is a colony of harbor seals. There's 200 seals there at any particular time, and they were in danger of losing their home. They were going to be kicked out by the city, and the public just loves the seals. There's about 100,000 people who come by. Lots of tourists come to see them. I mean, people love it, and this is a place it's urban wildlife, and being able to see these animals, but also it's their home. This is where they give birth to their young. That's their home, and so. We have done lots of outreach. We worked with the city council, the city attorney, and finally the state legislature. And we just have a bill that was passed through the Senate and Assembly in California, and now it's awaiting the signature of the governor to protect the colony of harbor seals in San Diego. Some other things we're doing, we've worked with the city to stop wildlife poisoning in some parks in San Diego County, and we're still working on that. And we also do lots of vegan outreach to show people how they can help animals in their own lifestyle by going vegetarian or vegan.
And Kath was also the Yes on Proposition 2 coordinator for San Diego County. Last November, California voters approved Proposition 2, which is the Prevention of Farm Animal Cruelty Act, by a margin of 63.5%. It was 65% in San Diego. And what this legislation does is it essentially bans battery cages for egg-laying hens, where the hens are crammed in cages so small that they can't move or spread a wing. It bans those cages. It also bans cruel confinement crates for veal calves and breeding pigs. And it was such a landslide victory to have the voters approve it by such a wide margin that it really sent a message to politicians that they need to start paying attention to animal protection issues, and it's really changed the whole political landscape in California as far as being able to get animal protection legislation passed. So that was a huge thing that APRL coordinated over 1,000 volunteers in San Diego County, and just really mobilized the grassroots on that and worked with the larger campaign, which was run by the Humane Society of the United States. I mean, basically, it's a grassroots organization on a shoestring budget. So the way we started was just by going out and talking to people on the street, people coming out of supermarkets, knocking on doors, just getting people in the community behind the organization. So we set up an outreach office, and then Kath started a thrift store in the community that raises funds for the organization, and we've just
hire staff.
Yeah.
And once we had some funds coming in, then we were able to hire staff. We have 2 staff members right now. Bryan and I are volunteers for the group. We have amazing staff members, Christina Tacaranti and Dorota Valley. Christina runs our campaigns, and Dorota heads specifically the SEAL campaign. And so now, being able to have a staff and have an office, and then just we're primarily volunteer based. I mean, we have a core group of volunteers, and they do so much, and just really working together.
We're actually working with groups in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we're working with groups in Orange County People for Animals, and so we're doing a really strong grassroots campaign statewide on the foie gras issue, and getting restaurants to remove foie gras from their menus in anticipation of the ban coming up. And we're also working with some activists in New York State, and that's where I'm from. And Kath is from Chicago. We're also working with activists in Chicago. So we're basically working on, our base is in San Diego, but we are national in scope and what we do. The same model can be used against cruel items like shark fin soup. And actually, when Wolfgang Puck recently implemented a 9-point animal welfare program for all of his restaurants, working with the Humane Society, it included not only removing foie gras, but also removing eggs from battery cage hens, removing pork from pigs that were kept in confinement crates that are so small that they can't turn around, and adding vegetarian options, which is important for us too, because it's not just about eliminating. We like to focus on the most extreme cruelty, because that's what everybody can really get behind, and we have broad-based support that way. But our message is always that people need to reduce or eliminate animal products, because that's where the suffering comes from, is from production of animals, using animals like machines in these factory farms.
If you're in San Diego County, we would absolutely love to work with you. Sign up on our website, aprl.org. We have tons of local campaigns all the time. We're always asking people to write letters to our city officials. We're trying to stop this huge poisoning of gophers that's happening. We're always doing outreach in the community. We're at every summer festival and farmers market this summer. So if you're in the San Diego area, we would love to work with you one-on-one. If you're located elsewhere in the country, we would love to work with you. We have an activist support program for anyone who wants to work to fight foie gras in their community. We send banners, we send supplies, we work with you on strategy and things that have worked for us, and we love working with activists around the country on that. So definitely contact us, sign up on our website aprl.org, and we would love to work with you.